Alright everyone, welcome to another review, and in today's review we're going to be taking a look at Bitdefender Antivirus Free Edition. This antivirus is unique in my mind because it's very powerful, or designed to be very powerful, and yet very easy and work under the hood and under the veil without anybody knowing how powerful it actually is. Bottom line, it's designed to be a mod pod type antivirus. So what is under the hood? What makes Bitdefender so special? Well, they use a bunch of different modules that really make them a lightweight and yet very effective anti-malware solution. They have a real-time shield, your standard signatures right there, active virus control, which is part of the HIPS engine, and then you have an intrusion detection system, which basically is a stripped down firewall. It's not a true firewall where you can configure the rules. It's just basically a stripped down version of it. It gives you the basic protection you need from hackers and certain network threats. Then they have Behave. Now what Behave is actually it's an acronym. It stands for heuristic analysis in a virtual environment. And what that is, basically, if it encounters an unknown file, it runs it in the same way my virtual machine runs all this malware. It virtualizes it, and then if Bitdefender deems that it's safe, it'll continue to let it run. If Bitdefender deems that the file is unsafe, it then has the ability to erase any of the changes that were done with or by the program. It works similar to, from what I understand, it works similar to Komodo's sandboxing with their automatic sandbox, but it's a lot less interactive. It pretty much does everything on its own, which is kind of nice for the older folks, you know, and you know, the people who are less tech savvy and just want something that is able to, you know, they're able to set it and forget it. You then get HTTP scanning, which is basically a glorified web filter, and then anti-rootkit scanning as well. You do have the ability to auto scan basically, and early boot scanning, so that's kind of nice. Yes, and it basically is designed to be easy to run, easy to install, easy to just set it and forget it. So let's go ahead and see how easy this actually is. So we're going to go ahead and download this. And we're going to go ahead and save it to the desktop just so we can take a look at the file size. Now it states that it's 158 kilobytes per second. Kilobytes, I'm sorry. So there we go. Let's save that. We can close out of that. And let's take a look at what it says here. And you can see it basically is 158 kilobytes. And that is it. Now this is a downloader, so it obviously is going to download stuff on the system. But as you can see, the download is relatively quick, and the installation is also relatively quick. So here's the installation window right here, easy to understand. You get your license agreement, send anonymous usage reports, so that'll help them out. I'll leave that checked. We have to click accept, then we click next. Do we want to perform an initial scan? No, I know the system's already clean. And you can see also this is just telling you, asking you where you want to install it. You can leave that at default if you want. So we're going to click start, and as you can see, the installation is successful. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You click finish, and as you can see, Bitdefender is sitting right down there running, and there is nothing else to worry about. Okay, so it's a loading user interface right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, but it's just got to finish a few things, you know, cross a few T's, dot a few I's. Not much to it, right? So we'll just be a little bit patient here. Yeah, I had this installed earlier just to kind of toy around with it and make sure this review is gonna go good. And I had this problem earlier. It seems to like get hung up on something. I don't know what it is, but it takes a little while and it kind of locks up the whole system too. I don't know if it's just a virtual machine thing. I do know that they had problems with Asus in the past with some of their software and drivers and hardware. But and I am actually using this on an Asus motherboard, but it's in a virtual environment, so didn't think that was going to affect anything, but it sure looks like it is. So, well, once the user interface pops up, I will be back. Otherwise, I'm going to pause the video right now just to save some time. Alright everyone, welcome back here. So it looks like here Bitdefender is all installed and up to date and ready to go. So kind of going through the interface, as you can see, this is it. This is Bitdefender's interface. Not much to talk about. You got your virus shield right here. You got auto scan right here. And it looks like it's set to quick sweep. Okay, so you really can't, looks like you can't change that at all. It's interesting. Okay. You got your Bitdefender login right here, and you essentially would just have to create an account to use Bitdefender. You just go here and put your name in, email address, stuff like that, and they don't nag you to constantly renew like Avast does. So that's kind of nice. You basically get the lifetime license, and you sign up once and you're done. What else? Logs. You can essentially get the log files right here. Quick sweep has been completed. Virus signatures up to date. Threat control. This is basically your quarantine. If you click this little arrow right here, it separates the windows so you can break it off from the actual interface. And obviously, if you click the X, it'll go right back to the way it was. So, yeah, not much. If we right click on it, you can see we got full scan, show, and about, and exit. That's it. That's all we got. Alright, so let's start with the test here. Let's open up our browser. Go to our malicious links here. Possibly. We will find out. This site always gives me trouble when I'm trying to use it on my virtual private network here. I don't know why. Alright, well, we're going to start out then, instead of waiting for that, we'll start out with malcode because I know that one works. Okay, so there we go. We got malcode. Let's go ahead and start the test. Alright, so link number 1 here. This looks like it might be some sort of adware. Well, actually, this started up, so we're going to go to this one then. Okay. Let's try this one right here. And make sure my guest isolation has been set. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and run this. Okay, so Smart Screen has detected it. Now we are going to see if Bitdefender can detect it. Run anyways. It looks as if it's executed, so let me go ahead and see here what it's actually doing to our system. Okay. This is also a good time to take a look at Bitdefender's memory usage, and granted it is analyzing some malware right now. I do not see the malware, however, running on the system, so that's a good thing. So Bitdefender is using roughly about 100, we'll say about 93 K right now, or 93 meg, I should say. So, you know, for nowadays standards, it's really not that bad at all, especially considering all that it does. That's the main engine right there. I don't see any other processes by Bitdefender. So, yeah, and that number could go down as it is idle, but obviously we have Internet Explorer open. So, alright, so we check the memory usage. Let's go ahead and try link number 2. So link number 1, well, it didn't really give me any notifications whether it was blocked or allowed. Let's take a look at the logs. Nothing in quarantine, so I'm going to say that it was basically missed. So link number 1 was missed, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and move on to link number 2 here. All right. Link number 2 may be dead. Let's try this one. Okay, so it looks like this one is working. Video converter setup. So this looks like it's a piece of adware. Nothing from Bitdefender yet. Okay. So it looks like we're downloading some sort of video converter here. Alright. So I'm going to say link number 2 was missed as well. Let's see, moving on to link number 3, we have, looks like a Trojan here, some sort of a ransomware possibly. Okay, cannot access specific file, appropriate permissions. Okay, so it looks as if Bitdefender actually blocked it. Awesome. That's really good to see. Okay, so this is a zip file, so we're going to try to save this here. This is supposed to be a Trojan. So we're going to change that one to block, number 2. Okay, because I'm pretty sure this wasn't the one that was detected. Maybe it was, but we're going to see. Okay, so we're going to extract the file. We're going to run it. Looks like it's not working, so I'm not going to count that one because it didn't really do much. Let's try this one right here. Okay, so this is a 7-zip. I think I have 7-zip on here. We'll find out now, won't we? There we go. Don't know really what this stuff is, but streaming. Oh, look at that. So we're streaming something, all right. Don't know what it is, but it's malicious. All right, looks like it was killed though. Don't know if Bitdefender did it or not. Okay, one has been quarantined. Okay, no, it's not that, but I don't know, something terminated it, unless the connection just terminated itself. But unfortunately, that one's going to be a miss because it was allowed to run. Okay, let's delete that stuff, and let's move on to link number 4. Let's try this one right here. Still looking for link number 4. Okay, so it looks like we actually had one right there. We're going to run it. Okay, so that one wants to run. It looks like we are downloading something here. Don't know what that says. Okay. Bitdefender has blocked the page, so link number 4 was missed, and then link number 5 was blocked by their web threat, or their web engine, I should say. Okay, let's try this one right here, see what this is. This thing is still going to town in the back there. It looks like it's some sort of games or something. Some casino pack. Alright. So this is link number 6 here, and I think we're going to move on to like Malcode or something after this one. Maybe we'll do one more, but... okay, so we got to save that one. There's no associated file extensions, so... we'll just have to save it and add the file extension. I'm not really seeing anything else that looks... oh, let's do this one right here. And then we're going to go to Malcode then after this. Okay, so it looks like this is a zip file. You know, wow, a lot of people are liking the zip files lately. This thing's still going to town. Gonna go ahead and extract this. Okay, looks like that's the application right there. Looks like it's some sort of hacking tool for your motherboard. Was it detected as malware? I don't even know. Yes, it is. So, all right. we'll go ahead and let's see, we got this thing that wants to run now. Oh, that's the one that I clicked open again. What a moron. All right, whatever. We're going to go to, yeah. We're just going to continue on the test here. I don't have time to sit there and dick around with that again. Okay, so this one looks like it's not working. Oh, wonderful. Well, we know Komodo's working. Go ahead and let me disable the Komodo shields here. Alright, so disable my web filter. And now we can try it again. So we're looking for link number 6 here, guys. And try and go to VX Vault here. If something hasn't killed my internet. Now it still says we're communicating. So I don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is link number 6 then, guys. Running security scan with Internet Explorer. Alright, maybe having to edit this video. Installing something. Okay, so it looks like this is some sort of piece of adware, most likely. It's currently installing. And we can see it running right there. And I assume this one has been, okay, so this has been blocked. So 6 has been missed, 7 has been blocked, and then, oops, shoot, I just messed up my numbering. And then 8, we are still waiting on that one. That one's probably dead, so we gotta look for link number 8 now. And we're gonna use VX Vault to do that. I got a .biz domain here. And we got Explorer right there. Okay, that one has been blocked, so 8 has been blocked as well with Internet Explorer. This is link number 9. Okay, so it looks like this one's been blocked, so 9 has been blocked, and we're still waiting on 10. We're going to go ahead and copy this one right here, and it looks like 10 has also been blocked. Okay, so wonderful. Alright, looks like everything has been, we got, how many missed? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 out of 10 missed. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, 6 out of 10 blocked. That's not exactly good. I'm not gonna say that's really good, but yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and finish installing this garbage, and then we're gonna go ahead and do our 0-day malware analysis. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me extract. Well, first of all, let's waiting for this thing to be done here before I disable the virus shield, because I don't want to disable it and then have more malware accumulate on the system. Alright everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and disable Bitdefender's real-time scanner. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and extract the malware to see how much we actually have. Alright, and it looks as if we have 312 files. So we have 312 pieces of malware. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and run a scan with Bitdefender here. And once the scan is completed, I'll be back and we'll have a result and see how well Bitdefender's detection rate actually is. So once this is finished, guys, I will be back. Alright everyone, so it looks like the scan is finished. We click details here. It looks like it presents us with a on-demand scan completed window. It states that 338 files were scanned and in 191 were detected. Files known to be clean, 0. Okay, so it looks like it removed all of these to quarantine here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the folder and see what is in here. Right off the bat, I'm very interested to see this 312 items, but as you can see, these items right here are basically Bitdefender encrypting these, and essentially they're in quarantine, so they're just encrypted. They can't do any harm to the system. But it'd be nice if Bitdefender would actually move them to a different directory instead of doing it this way. I find this to be quite irritating in the sense of trying to remove files. But I can just sort by type here. And what I will do is I will go ahead and, well, I suppose instead of doing it that way, let's try their thing. What am I thinking of here? 251 items have been quarantined. We're going to go ahead and delete quarantine items. Yes. Okay, so it looks like we've been left with 62 items. It wants me to reboot. It stated that multiple times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the computer, do one more additional scan, and then we're going to see if that 62 goes down anymore or if it stays the same. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart and then we'll be back. Alright everyone, so the system has finished rebooting and I finished the secondary scan. After the secondary scan is finished, it found nothing. So we'll go ahead and clear that. Cleanup was successful, so we can go ahead and hide that, and everything's back to normal. So let's go ahead and see what we have left for malware here. We started out with 312 items. So let's go ahead and grab our calculator here and take the 312 minus the 62 divided by the 312, and we get a detection rate of 80%. 80% detection rate, which puts that in the good category. So I'd say, it did a good job. It's nothing outstanding, but the signatures are good. And Bitdefender has always had good signatures. And now keep in mind, guys, this malware has been released today. Like, this is 0-day stuff pretty much. So to have that detection rate on malware that was released less than 24 hours ago, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice to see. I mean, behavior-wise, so far the system seems to be pretty responsive. I'd have to say, so far it seems pretty responsive. Nothing popping up out of the, nothing popping up too much, I should say. And I don't want to sugarcoat this too much here. But for the most part, everything seems to be good. So let's load up Process Explorer here and see what we got running in the background. Okay, and close out the calculator. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run some of these pieces of malware here. We're going to try about 20 samples or so. Just waiting on frickin' Process Explorer here. Come on. Always does this to me. Okay, so there's Process Explorer right there. Now let's go ahead and run some of this malware. Make sure that our Bitdefender is online. Bitdefender is secure and ready to go, and it looks like it's running a scan actually right now, and notice that. No, actually, no, never mind. It's just a real-time engine monitoring stuff, and it's showing you kind of like Avast used to. Anyways, let's go ahead and start running some of this crap. Start with this one right here. Move on to this one. Interesting, that was not actually detected by any AVs. That one is okay. Active virus controls blocked a threat. It's good to see. Don't know what that is. Okay, we got this one right here. This looks like some sort of downloader, and looks like Bitdefender has blocked it. Okay, let's try this one right here. Just running a whole bunch of these, and you can see they're actually getting in RAM here, but Bitdefender seems to be doing a pretty good job. And nothing out of the ordinary has popped up on the screen yet, so far so good. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, finish. Okay, so it looks like it possibly has done something in Windows Media Player. We'll see if, okay, the selected media extension is not recognized by Windows Media Player. Sure. And it looks like something was trying to play and it could not. Okay. Let's try this one. Okay, looks like Bitdefender is holding its own still. Yep, Bitdefender active virus control is kicking in. And same thing there too. Okay. So far, I have to say Bitdefender is doing an absolute fantastic job at blocking this stuff. You can see it's prompting me, telling me it's blocking this stuff. This is outstanding so far, I have to say. Okay, I think that's going to do it for the malware. We'll run this one, then that'll be it. Oh, wonderful. Okay. So it looks like Bitdefender is prompting with that too. Okay. We'll have to see what it did. If it actually did any harm to the system, or if Bitdefender has actually protected the system. That'll be very interesting to see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and run our usual scans. And I'm actually going to introduce Norton Power Eraser. I'm going to try that one and see how that does too. And try that out a little bit. So we'll figure it out. We'll see how that does. Add that to a mix possibly, and then run our usual scans with Malwarebytes, Hitman Pro, and obviously Bitdefender, the one being tested. So I will be back. Alright everyone, so Bitdefender did not finish scanning. I ended up canceling the scan because I couldn't figure out how to run a full system scan, or a partial system scan, a quick scan I should say, sorry about that. The only way I can see to run a scan on here is to basically go to right click on it, and then you can do a full system scan. You can't just do like a quick scan or a preliminary scan. You have to run a full system scan, it looks like, unless the program does it automatically. So that'd be kind of something nice I'd like to see them do, is offer additional scan options to the user. I know you're trying to make this a easy to use program, but I think that if you were to put another option here that just says run or says quick system scan, I think that would be awesome. You know, you don't necessarily have to put it in the main interface, because I know you're trying to keep this not cluttered for the novice user who just wants to install this and let it protect their system. And must I say, it did a fantastic job doing that. Because if you look at Malwarebytes here, well, Malwarebytes came up clean. Now, I guess that's not really much to say considering the last test that we saw with Malwarebytes, but nevertheless, it did come up clean. What else do we have? We have Hitman Pro. Hitman Pro found some things. However, we have riskware right here, and so basically just some adware, you could uninstall that. and I think that is associated, yeah, I think that's associated with this one right here. And then we have some malware in the temporary internet files, but that easily is removable by just deleting the temporary files. And then same thing, more adware in the temporary files. So overall, Hitman Pro did not find much in the way of malware on this system. Norton Power Eraser, much of the same thing. It did not find much in the way of malware. It did find this one process here. This, however, and it says right here, I'm a little miffed at this, I should say. It says more than 31 days old. Well, this is supposed to be zero malware links that I'm getting. How is it over 31 days old if it's 0 day? So that's kind of interesting there. I'll have to kind of look into that. Same thing right here, part of that same threat. So these two are associated with each other. Here's that 88 poker or 88, 880, whatever. Either way, it's that poker adware. And then here we go. Here's some of the malware from the Malware Pack, as you can see by the name. This one is unknown, so obviously this is very new. Last used. So yeah, it looks like I'm the first person actually to present this to Norton. So identified, if I'm reading that correctly, guys. But yes, let me go back and see that if that's the actual identified date. Okay, never mind. That's just for my computer. That's not actually saying that Norton identified it on that day, because otherwise the maturity would be different. So yeah, this is the only one really that is unknown and that is actually running on the system right now. So let's check that out too in Processor Explorer. That's a good point. That Power Eraser made here. Let's see what's going on and see if there's anything running in the background. Hitman Pro, and there we go. That's that piece of malware right there. That's running in the background, and I don't think anybody detected it. Yeah, it's unknown to VirusTotal. So yeah, that's a definite new piece of malware right there. And we got the adware right there. Nothing really too bad. So with that said, how did the prevention test go here? Well, I must say Bitdefender did an absolutely fantastic job. It did a great job on the 0 day malware, 80% detection rate. It blocked 6 out of 10 malicious URLs. I think it could have done better in that aspect, but nevertheless, it did keep the system clean. And a lot of the stuff that we've been throwing at Bitdefender today was adware related. And as you know, a lot of security products have a problem with adware. So that's really good to see that Bitdefender was able to handle this and that they're actually putting their foot down and kicking some butt, or when it comes to this kind of stuff. So what else? I think that's pretty much going to do it. I think that is a good summarization of Bitdefender. Great little product for the novice user. I think that if you're a techie, it still does a good job. You can't go wrong with it. But there have been some issues. If you want to run it alongside something else, keep that in mind, or keep this in mind. Bitdefender has had some issues with compatibility in the past. Especially the most prevalent one was with the Komodo firewall. A couple of years ago, it did not play well with that. So just keep that in mind, guys. But for somebody, ma and pa, grandma, grandpa, perfect for them. Honestly, this is, I would have to say I'd recommend this over Avast, just from what I've seen here. Avast has those nagging ads all the time. This doesn't have any ads whatsoever, as you can see. It's ad-free. And the interface is so easy to understand, and it takes care of itself. That's exactly what novice users need, is something like this that is small, lightweight, yet extremely powerful. And the power was just demonstrated here in this video, with the lack of malware on this system. So that's going to be it, you guys. I'll see you next in the removal video, and we'll be testing Bitdefender's ability to remove malware on an already infected system. So stay tuned for that.